Shabbat Perachet Mishnah Hey, 5th Mishnah in the 8th chapter of Shabbat. We're going to continue studying minimum measurements, minimum quantities for hotza'ah mishut l'reshut. Adama, how much earth? Kechotam amar tzufim, the seal of martzufim are sakim gedolot, shenosim ben prakmatia basvinot, large sacks that they would carry wares, they would carry materials, so they would seal them in such a way with dirt. Divrei Rabbi Akiva. That's what Rabbi Akiva said. V'chachamim omrim, the chachamim say kechotam ha'igrot, seals on letters. And I actually have a picture I found. Here's a seal of a letter. Now, we normally think the seal of a letter is like wax, but it seems clear that, first of all, wax was probably more expensive. This was like in the, revolutionary times. But before then, the seal on the letter, they would make it out of some kind of dirt. And hopefully they would stay. I guess dirt that they would mix with some kind, a little bit, it had a little clay in it, it would stay. And that's much less. Zevel, b'chol dak, manure, and very fine sand. How much? Kedei lizabel kelach shel kruv. Enough to fertilize one kruv is one cabbage stalk. Not very much. Divrei Rabbi Akiva. Chachamim say how much you need? Kedei lizabel kreisha. Enough to fertilize a leek. So it's either a kruv or a leek. I have no idea personally which is more or less. A kruv or a leek. Let's see if the Bartanura says. Leeks are less than kruv. You need less fertilizer for leeks than kruv. Chol hagas, coarse sand, kedei litain ad melo kaf seed. If you had a trough, and when they would mix lime, they would mix cement or lime. They would have to mix it. The cement guys or whatever would mix the seed, the lime, with sand. And so, how much sand is enough? You need a minimum for hotza'ah, enough to fill a kaf, a trough of seed, so you get the proper mixture. And everybody knows how much that is. Actually, I have no idea how much that is, but they knew. Kaneh, a reed, you have one reed, so if it's small, if it's big enough, that you can use it to make a pen as a quill. And if it was thick, or mirusas, or was crushed, so you could no longer use it as a pen, it has to be big enough that if you burn it, it's enough fuel to cook the smallest egg, to make the smallest egg. Trufa unutuna be'ilfas, that it should be trufa, scrambled, unutuna be'ilfas, and placed in the ilfas that's already warmed up. Meaning, if you have an already warmed ilfas and then your fuel runs out, what's the smallest? It's the same as a stick. Meaning this kulmus, this quill is a dried up quill. So it's how big is it? It's a shi'ur of cooking a grogeret. Remember we said food is a small fig, the size of a small fig. So how big would the stick have to be if you burnt the stick? How much fuel would it give you in order to cook a fig's worth of scrambled egg to the minimum amount that you need in order to eat it? Not a lot. I guess you don't need a lot of fuel in order to scramble eggs on already hot ilfasim, already hot pots. But that's the minimum amount for the quill. All right, we'll stop here. We're going to keep this brief because, as I mentioned in previous Mishnayot, it's a little bit difficult for us to relate to these halachot in such a way, but we're learning them just to understand in the times of the Mishnah what the quantities of minimum quantities were. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, as always, email me. We'll dedicate to learning the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman.